Needy everyone, Mary here again. I don't know about you guys or where you live, but it is hot, like really hot here. Like the past week or two, it's been probably in upper 80s or 90s, upper 80s, low 90s. And it's like I live in Washington. I don't want it to be like this. It's too hot. I like it sunny. We don't get a whole lot of sun, but I also don't like it like really hot. So it's been kind of tough trying to keep cool, drink plenty of fluids, all that good stuff. And I've been meaning to make a video for the longest time, but I've had some stuff been going on lately. Gosh, what can I say? I recently started a new job. Yeah. So that's been, fairly eventful in that regard. Focusing on trying to get settled in and do the things I need to do, because it's a lot different from the other jobs that I've had in the past. It's in a field I never thought I would ever be able to get into. So, yeah. I'm working for Uncle Sam, and it's going to be fairly scientific in a certain regard. I might have a little bit to do with them, not like nuclear weapons or anything like that, but, a little bit regarding protecting people from radiation. So it's about, about the gist of it, and about as much as I can say, because I have security clearance now. And yeah, you have to be quiet about those sort of things. And it's gotten into my spiritual life in a certain respect, because I've been having to do a lot more in terms of math and science related things that for the longest time I haven't done, especially since I left college, because, a lot of the jobs available out here in, my area don't have a whole lot to do with those types of subjects. I mean, the last job I held was doing landscaping and janitorial work, and the job I had before that was being an arborist. And yeah, the landscape janitorial job wasn't so bad in the sense that, it wasn't very stressful or anything, and it was a good work environment. The arborist job, I was able to use some of my skills from my degree, but in the same regard, I had to do a lot of customer service, and that wasn't so fun. But in going into this job, I've been trying to incorporate or do, I guess, spell work, you could say, to try and succeed, because I have a lot of trepidation around math. Not that I'm not any good at it, it's just, it was always my least strongest subject when I was in school. So sometimes math was a bit of a struggle for me, especially like in terms of calculus, because, I did study, but at the same time, certain things like derivatives and antiderivatives, integrals, and all that were really tricky for me. So, trying to manage that and use magic and prayer to manage it has led me on a new kind of path in terms of which gods I pray to or contact. For the most part, especially when I was in college, I prayed a lot to Jehuti. As long as there's a finals week, there will be prayer in schools and all that good stuff. But I've also been trying to develop a relationship with Shashat. And I was asking about it in some areas on the internet, and some people have given me some good resources. This is one of the first ones that I hit when I was like, I need to learn about this particular deity. But this is I mean, there are thousands and thousands of Kemetic gods, but for a great resource on a large percentage of especially the most popular gods, this is a great resource. And it didn't have, so much on Seshat, but it helped me, get started on my way. So it's been kind of interesting because, I don't talk a whole lot about my personal experience with the Neteru, but there was some instances where I was trying to, it's like ask for success on a test, and both Jehuti and Seshat were there, and they're like, well, you need to walk with us. You need to get to know us when you do this. So it's like, okay. It was like, I know Jehuti pretty well, but I don't know Seshat so well, so time to hit the books and time to craft my own new rituals and whatnot, because I remember especially when I was first starting out, I created my own like contact rituals is what I called them, where they were short rituals and, they were really short and sweet. And it was pretty much, invoking that deity and saying hi, hello, and giving offerings, and then doing like, what are those called? A guided meditation with that particular deity, just to try and contact them, get to know them. And I would do that over several times to try and get a real, good feel for that deity. It's like meeting a person for the first time and trying to talk to them a little bit just to get a feel for who they are. And I guess it's the same with Neteru too. So even after, I first became Kemetic back in 2009 or so, when I really dedicated myself to that path, I'm still doing that sort of thing. So for people who are just starting out, it's like, don't feel bad or don't feel self-conscious or anything like that, because, you'll probably be doing this for quite a long time. And even if you're experienced, you will hit that area or hit that time period where it's like, I need to talk to a new person or a new deity. It's like, I need to learn about you now. So yeah, that's been happening to me. So, if you have any, personal experiences or tips or hints or advice that you want to share in the comments, I would fully welcome that. They don't have to be about Seshat, clearly. But if you have any personal experiences that can help anybody out, have that in the comment section. Other than that, I've just been doing the general thing. I mean, Happy New Year. Upet Ronpet no Frit to everybody. So, it's New Year about that time. I celebrate around mid-July, and there are other people who calculate the rising of Sopdet, or Sirius, in their general area, and that's when they celebrate the Egyptian New Year. And to me, it's kind of like the difference between like Orthodox and the Catholic Church when they celebrate their holidays. It's pretty much same diff. So if you guys choose to do it at a different date, it's like, you do you. But other than that, I mean, I'm probably going to be having to travel in the next few months for my job, because I'm supposed to go to school across the country for this job. And that's going to be very interesting, especially considering I have never been that far across the country. So I will probably do some more videos about travel altars and practicing in areas that I might not be familiar with, away from home, essentially. So it's like you don't have your old ritual space that you would have in your bedroom or somewhere in your house or something. What do? Do you use like a little Altoids tin like some people like to use, or do you use something different? Or What kind do you use, like pictures or altar statues? What do you like to do? Or what do you bring with you, like incense or candles or stones and herbs and stuff? How do you do magic away from home? That sort of thing. So I might get into that later on. So yeah, just been pretty much the different things going on with me. Have at it in the comments, and thank you for listening. It's an FT.